Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE 2k15 Universe Mode. This is the night after Money in the Bank, one of the biggest pay-per-views in the history of WWE Universe Mode. And this man, Randy Orton, well, he was the man who managed to knock off Triple H and end the Authority's reign of terror, putting Triple H, putting Paul Heyman, putting everybody to do with the Authority out of power. He did it! He single-handedly killed the Authority. But now, what is next for Randy Orton? What's he going to say? He's coming out here to tell us his next move. What is next for Randy after Triple H? What is he going to try and achieve now? Summerslam is our next pay-per-view. It is coming up very soon. Guys, I would like to thank you for checking out Money in the Bank. Lots of great reviews there, and that really means a lot to me. Some of you guys were hyped. Some of you guys are saying it's better than the real thing. That's great. That's some great comments, and I really appreciate the love. But I'm telling you right now that SummerSlam is going to be even better. Alright, so let's go check out what Randy has to say. Last night, the Money in the Bank, Triple H, you and I, we went one-on-one, and I beat you, and I ended the Authority's reign. Well, looks like Triple H doesn't want to hear what Randy Orton has to say, that is for sure. Guess he doesn't want to hear him brag or gloat, I don't know. Randy, listen to me. Last night, yes, you beat me. Yes, you killed the Authority. But what you fail to realize is that there's one little hidden clause in that contract that we signed. And that states that my reign in power ends on Monday, 11:59 p.m., which means I am still in power for another few more hours. And Randy, I'm gonna make sure that I make some vital changes to what you expect to have at SummerSlam. I'm gonna throw everything, all your expectations out the window to make sure that you lose at SummerSlam. And speaking of SummerSlam, last night at Money in the Bank, Brock Lesnar decided to take it upon himself to attack me after our match. Now, Brock, I don't know what your game plan is. I don't know if you want to try and take me down. I don't know if you want to get some revenge. But I'm telling you this, Brock. You and me, one-on-one, SummerSlam, it is going to happen. And I'm going to kick your ass. Now, Randy, my attention is back to you, and I'll deal with Brock over on SmackDown. But for now, Randy, at SummerSlam, I'm going to name your opponent right now. I'm going to name the guy that I know can take you down. I know that has beaten you in the past. I know can beat you anytime, any place, and there's no bigger guy in the history of this business here in Universe Mode. This guy has done it all except win the WWE Championship. And we've had our differences in the past, but he came to me and he said, look, you give me Orton and I'll give you everything I got. I will win that WWE Championship for you, and I will take down Orton in the process. And that sounds like a deal that I cannot say no to. So Randy, meet your opponent for SummerSlam. Well, who's it gonna be? Triple H is gonna name Randy's opponent for SummerSlam, and he's walking away. Who is it? Who is it? What? Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? No way! There is no way! He's here! The Rock is back! The Rock is back, and he's coming back to face Randy Orton! Oh man, this is big. This is huge. The Rock is here, and he's gonna be here for SummerSlam. Triple H has done a deal with The Rock. And does this mean that The Rock has joined the Authority? Does this mean that The Rock has done a deal with the devil? What's the deal here? But we do know The Rock is back, and he's gonna face Randy Orton at SummerSlam for the WWE Championship. Wow, I did not expect The Rock. You gotta remember, that Randy Orton sent The Rock packing at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view where Orton, he beat The Rock and he sent The Rock back home, and The Rock said he would never come back. But I guess it's the right deal, it's the right time, and here we go. Orton's coming back in the ring. Here we go. Both men, eye to eye. Who's going to make the first move? Wait a minute, The Rock does it! Spinebuster to Randy Orton. The Rock with the spinebuster, and here we go. We haven't seen this for a long time. The People's Elbow. Here we go. There it is. The People's Elbow to Randy Orton. The Rock is back, and he's here. He means business. Orton's back to his feet. Here we go. Rock bottom. Rock bottom. That's it. What a statement by The Rock. He is back, and he means business. Randy Orton's title reign has never been in any more jeopardy, as The Rock has returned to Monday Night Raw. Oh my God. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't get any bigger. It doesn't get any better. The Rock is back. He's back here on Monday Night Raw. It's official. The Rock and Randy Orton for the third time. It's one apiece between the two. We'll finally settle the score at SummerSlam. Here we go for Monday Night Raw, though, as the New Day, they're in action against the brand new team here on Raw. Sami Zayn and Adrian Neville. You guys have been asking for it. They are here. Now, we need a tag team name for those guys. I've got them called the Next Generation with the NXT and then Generation. Pretty cool, I thought, but we can think of something else maybe. And we're going to have ourselves a United States Championship tournament. Del Rio and R-Truth, they'll compete in the first round. Paige returns as well. It's a night of returns. Paige is back. She's going to take on Nikki Bella, and Brie Bella, the number one contender for the Divas Championship, will be in her corner. Curtis Axel and Dolph Ziggler will compete in the United States Championship Tournament first round matchup as well. We'll talk more about that soon. Chris Jericho and Christian, the Charisma Code, are back, and they're back in action, taking on their bitter rivals, the Celtic Thunder. So it is truly a night of returns. Christian's now back. Paige is back. The Rock's back. Wow. And we have ourselves a champion versus champion match. Triple H doesn't want to make it easy for Randy Orton tonight as he takes on the US champion Seth Rollins. So, the first round match between Del Rio and R-Truth. Del Rio, he advances. He beats the former US champion Axel and Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler advances as well. So, it's good to see Dolph Ziggler getting another victory next to his name. So, the Charisma Code versus the Celtic Thunder. The Charisma Code and their return as a tag team do get the win. Of course, Jericho is now Mr. Money in the Bank. And Seth Rollins, wow, he knocks off the champ. I guess Randy Orton's a little distracted after hearing about the opponent that he'll face for SummerSlam in The Rock. I guess you can't really blame Randy all that much. I mean, I'd be pretty distracted too if I had to take The Rock on, that's for sure. Okay, so now we'll move on to our opening contest. It is our new WWE Tag Team Champions, The New Day. They're coming up against, well, a team we don't really know much about. We don't know if they'll work well together. We don't know how they'll go together, but we do know they're very, very talented. So it's going to be a very, very interesting contest here tonight. New Day, they knocked off the Celtic Thunder in the pre-show of Money in the Bank. Of course, a lot of you guys were saying this match was actually a really, really good one, and I do agree. I thought this match was pretty awesome between the New Day and the Celtic Thunder. So the New Day, their first opportunity to win Tag Team Gold, they took it, they grabbed the titles, they are now the champs, but they also put on a very, very impressive performance together as well. And why are we surprised? I mean, look at Kofi Kingston, Intercontinental Champion multiple times. Big E, same deal, US Champion multiple times. Both these guys winning singles championships together, and you know, they know what it takes to be a champion and know what it takes to be a champion for a long time. And Kofi Kingston, he held his Intercontinental Championship for, I think it was like 4 or 5 months. Big E held his US Championship for 5, 6, 7 months. Who knows? It was just a long time. You know, it's kind of funny. You know, you wouldn't really expect a lot of long-term champions here in the series, but we still do get them quite a lot. I'm surprised that people hold the championship for more than one pay-per-view at times. But it has happened. I mean, Kofi was just so dominant, Big E the same. But now, they're both on the same brand, they're both looking to make an impact together as a tag team, and they've done that by winning the tag team titles. Sami Zayn, we saw a couple of weeks ago, he was pretty impressive, I've got to say, and he was so close to getting himself an opportunity at Money in the Bank. He missed out though. This man on the screen right now, Adrian Neville, he's making his debut here on Monday Night Raw. So it's good to see another tag team into the division, and like I said earlier, I was going to call them the next generation, with the next being spelt like NXT. So if we want to stick with that name, I think we probably will stick with that name, to be honest with you. I'm kind of happy with it. It's honestly the first name that's come to my head. Probably people have already said it before, but yeah, so that's the name I've got for them right now. And I think this could be a good new tag team for the division. It's good to see some new blood getting in amongst it. With a new day, Kofi and Big E, the pairing being so successful early on, this is going to be a big tester here for the new day, because we don't know how good Zayn and Neville will be. Will they be a success? Will they be able to team successfully together? Or will they flop? We don't know. We'll find out very, very soon, obviously, with their first matchup here, if they will get the victory against the New Day. So, as well as this matchup we've got going on right here, we also have the United States Championship Tournament, which I said I was going to touch on a little bit more earlier on. So basically, we've done tournaments in the past. We've done the Tag Team Tournament, if you remember that. I mean, it was a while back since we did that. So we're coming back again with the United States Championship Tournament. So we saw 2 first-round matchups between Dolph Ziggler and Curtis Axel, and Alberto Del Rio and R-Truth. So obviously Del Rio and Ziggler both won those matches. Now, they will not face each other next week. Instead, we'll have 2 more first-round matches. So whoever wins those matches will face either Del Rio or Ziggler. So there'll be 2 of those matches. There'll be 2 winners. One will face Del Rio. One will face Dolph Ziggler. So we'll sort it out all later on. But that's how we're kind of going about it with the US Championship tournaments there. So the winner of that tournament will be the #1 contender to take on Seth Rollins at SummerSlam. So we already have 1 match. Well, now 2 matches, sorry, for SummerSlam. Of course, Paige just returning. She will be coming up against Nikki Bella later on, and we'll touch more on about that soon, but she'll be facing Brie Bella, who won the #1 contendership at Money in the Bank, so she'll be taking on her at SummerSlam. And as well as that, we also had the confirmed match of The Rock and Randy Orton earlier on. So 2 matches for SummerSlam already. Of course, if you want to check out SummerSlam, you can do so on BrendenPlayz.com. There will be a SummerSlam page going up, and just like Money in the Bank, there'll be match previews, there'll be promos, there'll be polls up on the website as well, so you can get your SummerSlam fix in your Universe Mode fix over on there, BrendenPlayz.com. So right now, it is Neville and Big E going in the ring. So you think of Zayn, you think of Neville. They're both smaller guys. They're both, I would say, high flyers. Obviously, Adrian Neville's certainly a high flyer. I would probably put Sami Zayn in a similar category. He can certainly do a lot of flashy moves himself, but he doesn't really take, outlandish risks like Adrian Neville will do. So they do kind of mesh well together. Similar styles, but not really. A similar kind of look. And, this could be a very interesting tag team. And obviously the tag team division here on Raw has suffered a little bit. Obviously the Charisma Code were out of the game for a little bit. It seems as though they are back. And Christian now returning. So the Charisma Code are back as a team. Jericho, of course, is Mr. Money in the Bank. So will he cash in soon and leave that tag team division? That's a possibility. So we need to kind of keep our eye on that. So it's very interesting right now, the situation in the tag team division. Obviously we have Star and Goldust as well. They've suffered a little bit. They've struggled a little bit, I should say. And we've got some other teams as well, but none that really have impressed all that much. And we've got Gabriel and Kid. They've done well in the past, but they're struggling a little bit lately. Obviously the New Day, the Celtic Thunder. So the tag team division here on Raw is starting to mesh well together. Some more teams coming in, so it's going to be a little bit more interesting to see how it all kind of pans out in the coming months here in the division, because there's a lot of good talent coming through, a lot of good teams coming through or coming back together. So the New Day, they're certainly going to have to be on their best game right now to keep those tag titles around their waist. And if there's a tag team you guys would like to see in the future, if you've got a dream tag team you would like to see here on Universe Mode, let me know in the comment section down below. If there's a dream tag team two guys that are both on the same brand. Some of you guys are going to probably say, I don't know, Hulk Hogan and John Cena, and Hulk Hogan's not even on the show, so it's going to be a realistic tag team. What tag team could you possibly see coming together here on the show? Let me know in the comment section down below, and you never know, never say never. That's my kind of motto here on the series, never say never. They might just become a tag team. You never know. So give us a team and give us your best tag team name for that team, and we'll see what we can come up with. And we'll see. You know, if we get the best one, the one I like the most, maybe I'll shout them out next episode. So that'll be something cool for you guys to work for. As Sami Zayn, a big powerbomb to Kofi on the outside, as Big E is right there to watch on. Of course, Xavier Woods is out there as well. He's coming around, and Xavier Woods trying to get Kofi Kingston back in it, trying to give him some words of advice. Big E, he's just watching Sami Zayn, and there's a big slap there by Zayn. And Woods getting himself involved now, throwing Sami Zayn in the ring, and Kofi and Big E had a miscommunication on the outside there, taking each other out by the looks of it, as Zayn crawls towards the ropes, hoping to get back to his feet. Kicks it off the top there. And that's a nice little move across the body, taking down Sami Zayn. Bowls it up with a knee drop. Zayn has to get himself a tag here, get Neville involved ASAP, I think, otherwise he's in big trouble. There's the suplex there to Kofi Kingston. And another stomp there by Sami Zayn. So really, how will this new team go, Zayn and Neville? I guess it's such a difficult proposition here for the New Day. They just won the tag titles. Now you've got to take on a brand new unknown team. Nobody knows how good Zayn and Neville will be together. Will they even be able to work to coincide together as a team? We don't know. So this is a really tough challenge here for the New Day, which is why I'm very intrigued to see how this goes. You know, you just win the tag titles. Now you got to come up against a new team. Doesn't really get much more difficult than that, in my opinion. So obviously at SummerSlam, I think the Celtic Thunder were looking to get themselves an opportunity for the belts, but they just lost the Charisma Code. So maybe if Zayn and Neville get some momentum going, the next generation, if they get some momentum going, or even the Charisma Code get back involved in the title hunt, you never know. The New Day could be coming up against somebody different at SummerSlam. So some good tag teams at the moment. So if the Celtic Thunder want to get their rematch, they're going to have to be damn good and start winning some matches, and fast. Otherwise, these other great tag teams here on Raw will go ahead. As Zayn, he's now back in control of this matchup. He's coming up against Big E right now. He's in the corner. Zayn, I still feel as though he needs to look for a tag, as Big E with a counter. Oh, big kick there to Sami Zayn as it goes down. And Big E looking good as Kofi Kingston gets the tag. And we've already talked so highly about this team, the New Day. You know, on paper, both these guys, such singles success, as Zayn takes Big E out on the outside, driving that shoulder into Big E. Big E went flying. So, Big E, US Champion, Kofi, IC Champion, so much respect for these two guys, their accomplishments here in Universe Mode. So obviously coming together as a tag team. I personally doubted them at first, but they proved me wrong. Now tag team champions, you gotta really respect Big E and Kofi for their accomplishments here in the series. They've really done a lot. As Zayn finally gets the tag, here comes Neville. And now Neville can get himself involved, and this is an interesting matchup. Kingston and Neville, two guys who like to fly, as Kingston, he's now quickening the pace right now, as Neville getting a bit of a hammering here. As Kofi back to his feet, as is Neville, and Neville now kicking away to his specialty. Big kick to the chest of Kingston, and he goes down. And what's Neville got in store for us right here? He loves to fly, we know that one, and he hits that big red arrow. It will be all over. As Neville with that headlock to Kingston, who counters, taking down Neville now. And Kingston, yes, a neck breaker there. So Kingston, he thought for a moment that Kingston was probably going to lose control of this matchup, but straight away the veteran, he was able to get momentum back on his side, and there's just taking down Adrian Neville there. So much pressure on the neck. There's an enziguri there by Neville. That could be enough to put Kingston away and turn this one upside down. Cover 2. No, a kick out of 1. As Kingston kicking out quite comfortably there, and Neville needs to try and get back in this one. You feel as though the next generation are in big trouble here as Zayn comes back in the matchup. So Neville not really making much of an impact there. Zayn trying to get his partner some relief. as he gets whipped into the corner there. And that's one place you do not want to be, especially with Big E right there. But Zayn good enough to stop the tag from happening. Oh, there's a takedown. And Kingston, he was taken out straight right smack bang into the corner there, right next to that turnbuckle. That's one place you don't want to be taken out. And there's a great slam there, but obviously Big E right there. There's not much to get excited about right there, as Big E right there to break it up. And unfortunately for Sami Zayn, not much love there for him at this stage. But he's still fighting, he's still trying to stay alive, and there's that big neck breaker there by Kingston. That could be enough to put Zayn away. He's not going to go for the pinfall though. He's going to get Zayn back to his feet, does it again for good measure. Kingston is looking the goods at the moment. We know if he hits that Trouble in Paradise, it will be paradise for the New Day, and it will be lights out. It will for the next generation. Here we go. Yes, hot tag. Here we go. Here comes Neville. Yes, down goes Big E, and Kingston. He's out of the picture. Neville heating up. Here we go. Cover. Hurricane Rana 2. No, Big E kicking out at 2. I thought for sure that he had him. I thought Neville was gonna do it, and oh, that running drop kick taking down Big E, and a standing moonsault. Cover again. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Wow. Neville gets it done. I did not think that was going to be enough. But hey, he's done it. And that means the next generation have just proved to me and the rest of the Universe Mode fans that they can hang with the big boys. They just beat the Tag Team Champions. Does that mean they're now the #1 contenders? Maybe so. What a victory there by Zayn and Neville. Their first night as a tag team successful. Sami Zayn, only his second match here on Raw. Adrian Neville, his debut. And they've been very, very successful. They beat the tag champs. That's a big, big victory. These two men could be our next tag team champions. What a victory. As we'll now move on to our next match. And here she is, ladies and gentlemen. Our Divas Champion is finally back. It is good to see her back. She had a 1-month hiatus, and she's finally graced us with her presence here. And she had to sit back on the sidelines and watch as 6 divas went at it at Money in the Bank for a chance to face her at Summerslam. It was a ladder match, and we saw Bella get the victory. So Paige has been out for quite some time, a good 4 weeks, and I tell you what, before she left, she was absolutely dominating this division, so it's going to be very interesting to see if she can come back with a force, or will the break do her no good? Will that be the undoing of Paige's recent momentum and her bit of a winning streak she went on for a while there, and she's still looking the goods at the moment. And here is one half of the Bella twins. It is Nikki Bella. Of course, Brie Bella is there as well, but Nikki will be facing Paige tonight. Brie will face Paige at SummerSlam, no, for the Divas Championship. Brie, of course, a former Divas Champion. She knows what it takes to win championship gold here in Universe Mode, but it's been a long time since Brie actually won. I think it was actually at SummerSlam. I think it was at last year's SummerSlam that she won the Divas Championship, so that's quite interesting when you think about that. So could Brie go 2 from 2 at SummerSlam in terms of winning championship gold here in Universe Mode? That'll be very interesting to see, but right now it is Nikki Bella and Paige. So can Paige start off her, I guess, part 2 of her Divas Championship run in emphatic style here, and with a victory next to her name? That's exactly what she'll be shooting for right here, as right now both these two divas trying to tie each other up, trying to get the better out of the two, and at the moment Paige seems to be doing so, but there's Nikki with a counter there, and that big shot to the arm of Paige, and now Paige has got Nikki up and then down for a backbreaker. So Paige with the hiatus has allowed other divas to get a bit more TV time, allowed other divas to get a little bit more attention to them. And we've seen the likes of Tamina, we've seen Natalya, we've seen the two Bellas, AJ's been there as well. And, you know, right now it's a very interesting division. I'm very very intrigued on how this is going right now. I was very, very shocked to see Brie Bella win at Money in the Bank. I thought myself personally, I thought Tamina was going to win. She had a very good record coming into Money in the Bank. I thought for sure that she would be the one. And Brie, she wasn't really exactly setting the world alight when she came into Money in the Bank. But I tell you what, it doesn't matter. The build up towards it doesn't matter. If you're in the match, well, the only thing that matters is the match itself, and Brie proved that. She won the match, and now she's the #1 contender for Paige's championship. And I feel as though right now, Brie probably doesn't pose as much of a big threat for Paige, but Paige certainly cannot underestimate Brie. She has to make sure that she continues to work hard, get herself back to the form that she was in. And, you know, even though Brie hasn't won a lot of matches in recent times, she's the #1 contender. She needs to make sure that she's on the top of her game. And as for Brie, supporting her sister tonight, that's great. But Brie also has to make sure that she starts winning some matches of her own. And she has to start building some momentum here and sending a bit of a statement to the Divas locker room. Because I say right now, a lot of the Divas don't feel as though Brie deserves to be in the match and hasn't done enough to be there. But she is the #1 contender, and she needs to start acting like the #1 contender, in my opinion. She needs to start getting some victories, so we'll have to wait and see how she does go here on SmackDown, Main Event, and Raw in the next coming weeks. As at the moment, Nikki's looking pretty good against Paige. I guess Paige might be a little bit rusty here after a few weeks out of the game. She hasn't, well, she hasn't looked like she's missed too much of a beat, but she might be a little bit rusty at the same time as well. You know, you take a month off, it's hard to get going in the opening stages of your match, and we've seen that right now with Nikki looking pretty good and dominating Paige at the moment, as there's a leg sweep there taking down Paige, and Nikki follows it up with a leg drop as well. So at the moment, so far so good for Nikki Bella. Brie Bella is there as well to help out if need be, as Paige with a kick to the midsection. And what's this? Nikki there with an elbow right there to Paige. And Paige trying to fight back here. I guess Paige just looking a little rusty in my opinion. I thought she would be pretty damn good. Oh, hang on. That could be enough. Here we go with the cover. 1, 2, and no. A kick out. Well, I thought for sure that could have been enough to put Nikki Bella away. Here's another pinfall attempt. And a kick out at 2 there by Nikki Bella. So Paige hitting a great maneuver there. Could have been enough to put her away, but Nikki was good enough. And Nikki, in my opinion, she's looked probably the better out of the two Bella twins in recent times. So Nikki, I don't know if she'll be jealous over Brie's success or just feel as though, look, you know, it's my sister, congratulations, whatever. It's going to be interesting to see how she handles this. But right now, she's trying to soften up Paige for her sister at Summerslam and doing a pretty decent job. But Paige is trying to get herself back in this one, and it looks as though she might be ready to do something quite damaging right here. Those kicks to the head, the skull of Nikki Bella, and Paige, she's screaming away. She's very confident right now. As Nikki in a bit of trouble, Paige has turned the tides in this one, and Nikki needs to try and get herself back in it. As Paige is looking good. Oh, there's a shot there by Nikki, and oh, a snapmare takedown. Uh-oh. Oh, just snapping the neck there. Just going, oh, the whiplash there. And, oh, a kick out at 2.5. I thought for a second Paige might have been done. I mean, the damage it does to your neck, it's not pretty. It certainly doesn't tickle. And what's Nikki got planned here for Brie Bella? Oh, sorry, for Paige. And, oh, there's a takedown head first into the mat there by Nikki. Brie still watching on. She hasn't got herself involved here. And probably hasn't needed to, really. I mean, her sister's getting the job done. Paige is just a little bit slower the block. She's looked good in patches, but she hasn't been able to consistently keep Nikki down and out. But here, this might help. Oh, a leg sweep down goes Nikki Bella. That could be enough to get Paige back in it. And now those head slams as well. Here we go with the pinfall. 1, 2, and a kick out at 2. So Paige working hard to try and stay alive in this one. She hasn't looked her best, but she's still in it. Here we go. Nikki's in trouble. Nikki with a counter though. Kick to the midsection of Paige. And uh-oh, we might see it. We might see it on the rack attack there. And that could be enough to put Paige away. You would say it will be, and that is enough. Nikki Bella has just pinned the Divas Champion and has spoiled the party. Just when you thought Paige was going to come back, get a big victory, and continue her success and her dominance here in the Divas division, she suffers a big loss to Nikki Bella in her first match back, and that's not going to do her any confidence, but it will do the Bella twins a world of good heading in towards SummerSlam as Nikki gets the big victory. But it won't be Nikki facing Paige at SummerSlam, it will be Brie, but nonetheless a big victory there by Nikki Bella, and proving that Paige is a little bit vulnerable right now. It's a very worrying times for Paige fans right now. Paige could be in a little bit of trouble at SummerSlam. Guys, thank you so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, please do leave a like on the video. Make sure you do subscribe. Of course, it is Christmas time, so make sure you all have a great Christmas. So Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. Hope you get everything you wanted. Hope you get spoiled. And I hope you dig into your Christmas feast. I know I will be. I cannot wait. Guys, thank you so much for watching, and big victory there by Nikki. We'll see what happens next in the upcoming episodes of Universe Mode. Until then, have a great day, and I'll see you soon.